Hey, how are you? So I'm here. I'm Alberto, your MLH, Major League Hacking coach. This session, it's the last one I'm going to give about Web3 in this Global Hack Week, and we are going to explore flow. Flow. Well, uh, let's not talk about that already. First thing first, if you forgot to check in, please help me going to this link and checking for this event with your Major League Hacking account. Um, so, hey, how are you, Reina? How are you, Sunny Tab? And we have here um, Wish. Wishamba. I'm sorry if I didn't pronounce it well. LinkedIn, you can find me on LinkedIn as Alberto Camarena. I'm going to put it here. You are going to see a picture of me. Just remember, I have long hair now, but in that picture, I didn't have it, so I will look like this, like without the bump, right? um, for those one who has been following these kind of series, I would say, of streams where we were exploring the technologies of our partners. For example, we explored Hedera, we explored yesterday Circle, and now we are going to take a look into the documentation, into the page of Flow. Um, but first, let me tell you about Dapper Labs. Let me start sharing my screen so you can see what I'm talking about. Here I see you're audible, but your video is stuck. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter if you can't see me. If you can hear me, that's the important thing. Uh, it doesn't matter the video. What it does matter is you can see what I'm presenting right now. So I'm going to turn on my camera so you don't have to worry about that. But if you can see my screen, if you can see what I'm sharing, which is right now the dapperlabs.com page, so we're good to go. Let me share with you even the links in case you don't see well the image. Um, we can see your screen. That's perfect. So you can head to www.dapperlabs.com and you will have the same page I am into. Well, what about Dapper Labs? Why we are going to talk about this? Why this is important? Well, Dapper Labs is an NFT company that wants to encourage the use of the Flow blockchain and supporting the growing ecosystem that this blockchain has developed over the last months, I would say. So the main goal here, our partner Dapple Labs, is want us to increase the knowledge of Flow because. To be honest, how many of you have heard before of Flow, the Flow network? Uh, for me, at first, it was the first time, so I didn't heard of it to before it was a merely hacking partner, right? But yeah, let's not get too flow at the moment. Let's keep exploring Dapper Labs. If you're familiar with the NFTs and you are an enthusiast of that, you will see some of their work, some of the projects are very popular. For example, if you're an NBA fan, they created these NBA top shoot NFTs, and they're amazing. I'm not an NBA fan, but I heard of it. Which I am. It's a NFL fan, so NFL all day. I even tried to get one of these NFTs. They're quite unique. They are amazing. Um, for they have the same for the UFC, Dapper, and one well, even one of for soccer players, right? Um, but CryptoKitties, it's a big thing. CryptoKitties, for what I know, it's like the first big NFT projects in the world. So they created these CryptoKitties with Flow, and that it's amazing. So one other cheese wizard. I haven't heard of it, but looks cool. They have a lot of Ethereum here. Um, so you can see more of their partners, mission products, and even if you want, they have this career section uh, with open positions. So this is for you. Take a look. But now moving on to what it concerns us, which is flow. Here's the flow page. Again, let me share it with you. So, what's flow? Flow is a public, decentralized, permissionless, multi-purpose Layer 1 blockchain. What does that mean? Layer 1 blockchain means it's like Bitcoin or Ethereum, for instance. It means it's the first level of the ecosystem and it corresponds to the main chain of the network. Um, so, what's the advantage of that? Well, the primary benefit is that you're using this first one layer chain that allows your applications to be decentralized, meaning that your data is spread across multiple data stores or nodes and provide an increased availability of that. It guarantees you protection against the single point of failure, and as well, it is granted that developers and the blockchain users have more control and ownership of their data. So, another important thing here about the Flow network it is that it uses a proof of stake consensus to validate the transactions. If you remember when we were talking about this with the Hedera network, it's almost the same. Like they don't do proof of work; they use a proof of stake, which is better. If well, no, sorry, I don't want to say it's better, but for what I think, it's yeah, I would say it's a better it's better for the environment. It's better for the um, how to explain it. I got the word in Spanish. Well, just trust me. It uses proof of work. It when algorithms use proof of work, they harm a lot of things. They use a lot of electricity. It's like brute mathematics going in there. But using proof of stake, I think it's a better approach for the Web3 ecosystem, and I would think it's the best future that we can go with, right? Uh, so yeah, this Flow application it's designed for creating limitless Web3 apps for the mainstream adoption. And they even have several SDKs available, including JavaScript, Go, Kotlin, Swift, Python, Unity, and well, they have more. But we are going to use JavaScript because I'm a JavaScript developer, I'm a JavaScript fan, and I think it's the most intuitive one. So even well, we're in Web3, right? So web, it's JavaScript. Leave it or take it. Web, it's JavaScript, so I'm going to use JavaScript for this. Here you will see the page. They have like all the information, the mainstream apps powered by. As again, I was saying, you can see the NBA projects, the NFL, the soccer, La Liga one. Um, let's see if we can see the CryptoKitties one. Okay, no, it doesn't matter. uh, Mainstream ready, utility driven, battle tested, a lot of things to say about Flow. But what it concerns to us is the developers section, right? We have here a lot of things, the GitHub repository, but let's open the developer portal. And another thing we need to have in mind with this ecosystem is cadence. And I want to take a little bit of time to talk about this because I haven't heard of it, such as I haven't heard of Flow before. So the different the different thing here is that they use a language called cadence for their smart transactions. And cadence is, I will say it is not what I expected, because I found it a little bit confusing since it has some similarities to JavaScript and TypeScript because it's a typed language. Um, but they have like reserved works that works in a way here in Cadence, and reserved works that works differently in JavaScript. So, for example, let, if you come from the JavaScript environment, means that it's a variable that you can change, right? But in Cadence, no. In Cadence, it's a variable that you cannot change, that it's a constant variable, right? So that's a little bit confusing. For example, bar, it's the variable that you can change. Let, it's the variable that you cannot change, and some things like that. For example, reserve word poop, not for, it's for public, but not the public full wall, just poop. um, but again, if you're familiar, it will be kind of this works right here this way, and in JavaScript works differently, but it's similar in syntax. So that's the confusion. But besides that, I have tested it and it looks cool. And the way you can test it and even learn more about it, they have like tutorials and things for learn cadence. We're not going too deep in that in this session. We're going to focus on the flow network itself and how to create apps and etc. But well, I encourage you to take a deeper look on this when you have time. Um, but yeah, let's explore that smart transactions before going further. They have this, remember, or how do I get this? With the developer portal. Developer portal is this. Here, I click the cadence section, so I'm going to close it. And in the developer portal, I will keep try cadence, and they are going to open the playground. How to get to the playground? Well, it's the same URL, but with the play at the beginning. Let me share it with you. So here's the link, https://play.flow.com. And I'll see some comment here about hello, hello Sonny as 25. Um, okay, let's continue to the playground. Here we can see four important things. Well, first two, the files and the accounts. And in the files, it's divided in three important sections or folders: the contracts, the transactions, and the scripts. Well, we can get a template about here, for example, the Hello World contract. This is the most simple way of a contract here in Cadence. This is written in Cadence. Again, you will think it is JavaScript, but no, it's just too similar. For example, here we will have access all. You can replace this to for public, or like this is just synthetic sugar, right? um, Access all. It's more like a verbose way to say it, and even we can change the all to just specific parts that we want to access this method. So this object it's called a contract, and it's called a hello world. We can change it for, I don't know, uh, hello cadence, and we are declaring a variable, a constant variable. That here, remember, let it's a constant variable called greeting, and we are initially setting it on the init method. Remember, all the functions are required to have this, and all fields must be initially set on the init function. So let's call hello global hack, right? And could not first contract name. Oh, okay. Mm, mm. Okay, it's a matter. CDC, it's the Cadence extension file name. I didn't mention that. And if you want to learn more about this, remember, go to the Cadence tutorial, to the Cadence documentation, um, and that's everything. Here we just simply need in the playground, click deploy. First, we select a user. In this case, we have 5 accounts ready and already created to explore these contracts. Further, we are going to know more about the accounts and the contracts, etc. Right now, we're just exploring the smart contract language cadence. And here's, for example, I will select the second user. So I will deploy this contract to this second user. Okay, what happened? Okay, here in the console, you will see the log output that I deployed this contract to the second user, to the second account we have. So now it is on the network and it's ready to be executed. And here in the, for example, I check the first one, it has no deployed contracts and the account storage is empty. Here, I will say that the account has a deployed contract called Hello Cadence, and the account is still empty in storage because this is not the same. And I will make a transaction. So first, I will select the second user because I know it has the contract I want to execute. I will import the contract Hello Cadence from the second account, and I will call a transaction. This is the reserved word for that. It must require a prepare method and an execute method. Um, First, need to authorize the account, act equal to authorize, and the execute executes the hello cadence hello method, and we should see the output hello log hack. We sent this transaction, and we have the level because we're debugging the message cadence log, and the cadence log tells us hello global hack week. This is amazing, right? So another thing I want you to have in mind is, remember, this is a typed language. So we declare here this is a string in case we want to send integer, for example. This is going to throw us an error because this mismatches the type expected. In the case we want to implement a function that returns another thing, well, we have the example here, hello world, hello world from account 2. Well, no, we are going to call it um, hello end. and we're going to return and enter. Oh, function, function. Oh, it is a number. Yeah, number. It's type. Sorry, I got confused about the types here. But in this case, I want to return 1, 2, 3, and just does that. Also, we need to say the function hello is return a number because in well, they both have to match, right? And I'm going to deploy this to the first uh, account. Same log, deploy contract correctly, and now this account has the hello int contract. I'm going to run the same transaction. Yeah, and just need to. Now I'm going to create another, and I'm going to copy and paste the transaction template. Hello from the first user. Hello int. Hello int. Run hello. Well, I didn't check that. Hello, yeah. I should change this to another thing, but it doesn't matter. We will see the output, which is the important thing here. And I'm going to select the app already selected, send, and the output is just as we expected, log 1, 2, 3, number typed. Okay, so this is how the smart transactions and everything work here on the Flow network. This is the language CDC Cadence. This is how these smart smart contracts work and etc. And how we can run them from which account in the networks. Right? Any questions this far? Your video is stuck. Okay, I'm sorry. Can you confirm if you can see my video smoother now, or you're still having this problem? I'm just sharing the playground. Okay, I'm going to post that everything's fine now. Moving on, let's continue. I'm just going to close the oh, the playground. Sorry, I forgot the word. I am going to close the this flow section because now we're going to focus on the developer section. Just for that. Well, we have tried the playground, but right now we are going to start building a real application with JavaScript. Remember, they have tools for an API for JavaScript. They even have Flow Scanner, Flowser, plugin for Unity, for Go, and they have more. Let's see what they have more. No, this no. Subida tool. Oh, well, they have a full option for tools. The one we are going to use is the FCL, the JavaScript SDK. But let's explore first the documentation. I think this is a well documentation. It is intuitive. It doesn't have like easy way to get lost, and it has easy access to all the parts you may want to see. For example, the theoretical aspects of flow. You can find it here on concepts. You will see an introduction to flow. This is what we were talking about. That is fast, decentralized, developer friendly, multi-role architecture, scale without sharing. About they talk about digital access, what they make them unique, what you have to choose them over the other networks that we have talked about um, in the other streams. Uh-huh. Core contracts. They talk you about the flow token because remember this is Web3, so the network is called flow and the token is called flow. Um, Tokenomics, more concepts. Okay, so you can find about the fees, the scripts, the transactions, the accounts, and everything, right? So I show you about this um, on the playground. So let's continue to the guides. And here on the guides, you will find a lot of resources. Actually, we're going to follow in one of these guides, the building an app guide. But if you're more interested, for example, in NFTs, here you can find an easy guide to build your first NFT marketplace, which I found very interesting. They talk about the cadence. Remember, you can go here and learn more about the smart contracts language they have, the tools, what they mean with tools. Well, you can find here, for example, tools for wallets, tools for network for sets, tools for block explorers, tool for toolchain, the clients, etc. Some references. This like the resources section, well, that's it. As I told you, this is very well documentation. It has access to all the things we may want to access, and they even have a search bar with a good search engine, right? So kudos, Flow developers, because you built an amazing documentation. So returning to the guides, we're going to go to the building an app. And for that, well, let me quickly change caution with your eyes to the light version because I think it's a PNG, so in the dark you cannot see it well, right? So the infrastructure we are going to work on in this part, it is the smart contract and the user account for the Flow blockchain, and we are going to create the client. The client is going to use the Flow, the SDK with JavaScript to connect the wallet, and the wallet it's going to perform the transactions to the user's account, just as we did previously in the playground, right? And our application it's going to connect via a state query to the smart contract to check the balances, to do that kind of things. The first thing we are going to need is install the the oh, sorry. The project. This is a Next project. If you're not familiar with Next, it's a framework created from React. I always talk about Next, so this is an amazing thing that I discovered that Flows uses the Next template, like the CLI, to create a quick app. So I think it's very cool, amazing work. Again, I just found great things about Flow while I was preparing this section. So, sorry, a step I was forgetting it's to first install the CLI. So let's return to that. If you're looking for scaffolds, this guy is Flow. This how it works. Is not provide need code to get a web application up and running. Um, it is this assumes learning the client's language, profile contact. Okay, this is an important thing. This guy will interact with an existing smart contract on Flow's testnet network. Testnet, remember, it's a common name for the testing environment in which the Web3 works. Because remember, I always tell you this: nothing in Web3 it's free. So for real world applications in the deployment environment, you will have to pay fees, you will have to pay transaction, you will have to move tokens from a place to another, or move yeah the tokens from a place to another, right? And that has cost. Uh, and here in the testnet, that still have cost, but you won't have to pay it from your pocket. They give you like free tokens to play in order to you to learn the language, in order to you to learn the how to develop. And then when you are ready, then you have a test all you have to test. You can move from the testnet to the mainnet, right? uh, and let me share with you the link to create, no, sorry, not to create, but to download the test the CLI to access the test. Um, well, you can. I will show you how to get that from here to, to to show you how easily it is to get from one place to another in this documentation. You just need to go here in the sidebar, click deploying contracts, and here you will have the testnet development. So testnet development talk to you about the Flow CLI. You just click here Flow CLI, and you have the instructions to install the CLI. And I'm Mac OS user, so I am going to do it with Brew. If you're a Unix user, here's the sorry, the script. If you're a Windows, here it's how they show you to do it. They have a guide to upgrade the Flow CLI, but I already did this, so I have already installed my Brew CLI, my Flow CLI. I'm going to give you some time to do it. This is the page. Let me share the link with you. So head here, install this CLI because we are going to use it. And once you have already installed that, please let me know here on the comment section so I can continue. Meanwhile, let's see what this is for. What are going to use this. Uh, to get started on the next step, you need to create this and make sure you have installed the CLI and create an account in the testnet faucet. Here is how they send you your tokens, your free tokens to explore and to use. And then you need to create and deploy a project. They talk you about another important things, the changes and the uh, use of core contracts, etc. But right now, we are just need to you're just going to need to access here the testnet, the flow facet, sorry. For this sandbox testnet, we select the regular testnet, and they give you 1,000 of flow tokens. We just need to put here our public key. So how we do that? We need to have installed our CLI, and in our CLI we type flow keys. I think it was the the command for that. Yeah, flow keys generate. So let me share my terminal so you can see how it is done. And I hope you can follow me with your own CLI. I want to take advantage of this change of screen to recommend you to use the comment section. Go there, type your questions, let me know what you're going through. If you are following me, if you have any question, I will constantly check these comments to see how I can help you, right? So again, let me share the hyper terminal, allow. Okay, and you should see it now. No, you should see it now. As you see, I have already the flow installed the flow CLI. This is how you are welcome. These are the manual. If you hit flow dev, you build your flow project, flow flicks, flow setup, flow account, flow blocks, flow evaluate, flow deploy for deploy your resin contracts. You need project run, etc. So keys flow kits generate give us what we are going to need. Store this privately, safe, don't share with anyone. Remember, don't try to hack me. I'm going to delete all these things later. It doesn't matter. My private key is this one, so I'm going to copy and remove. Again, I now am going to present my other screen, the one with the testnet account. So here it is. Paste my public key. My oh yeah, it was the public. This is not I copy and paste the private. So public goes here. Signature algorithm hash. Then it's okay to leave it right here. I'm a human. Uh, what? Oh, I haven't seen this kind of captcha before. Okay, create. Okay, and now it's created, and I have 1,000 of tokens. I will just leave this here, and then we can continue. Remember, returning to the building an app. Now we can go to. Okay, I will I will stop sharing. So I'm going to share my full desktop, so I don't need to do these transactions anymore. Share full screen. Amazing, and then you're supposed to see it. Okay, here I'm going to copy and paste npx create next app latest, and yes to everything. What's your project name? Flow global hack. Will you like to use TypeScript? Will you like yes, 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 yeah, no, everything. Okay, then we need to configure our flow setup. How we do that? We are going to need the CLI. So This is everything. Flow setup, hello world, scaffold. I want you to take a look first to the project. Just let's wait this to install. Come on, come on, come on. You can do it. Amazing, great project, zero vulnerabilities. So we code, well, how's the project name? Code flow, yeah, flow havoc. And here you will see the base structure of a next project, but take a look at the package and you will see it's already installed. Oh no, it is not. Well, I thought it was. Well, we should install ourselves, or maybe with this step. I'm talking about the JavaScript SDK. But let's return here to the configuration. Remember flow setup, hello world, careful as a flag. Enter a scaffold number. And what's that? Using the scaffold, create a basic disk will create a .js in the hello world folder. This file will contain the flow configuration for your project. We don't recommend keeping private keys in your flow. Yes, notice that Flow CLI already moved emulator to private key to emulator to key file and pointed to use key location partner. These files should be added to your Git node file, so we recommend your repository. Blah blah blah. Wow, that's weird. I haven't been asked for a scaffold number before. Hmm. Okay, let's check on the documentation. CLI, right? Let's just open the link for the CLI. Using scaffold, super commands, flow setup. that's why. That's what we tried. Yeah, hello world. Based on the purpose of your project, you can select a list from the available scaffolds. You can access the scaffold by simply using the scaffold line, right? This list of scaffolds will continuously grow and you will follow instructions here. Okay, let's follow these instructions. Adding a scaffold, you can add your own scaffold by creating a GitHub repository containing the scaffold content and then making a PR to communicate scaffold. Okay, no, I don't want that. I don't want to contribute. Uh, huh. Well, another amazing thing about these documents is they have an Ask EA. So the CLI asked me for a scar old with double F number. And let's see what's the output of that. Oh, okay. After running this command, you should be prompted to select the scarf by entering corresponding number. Okay. Wow, amazing. Well trained chatbot. Empty project, simple cadence project, cadence NFT, Web3 dApp. I think it's the five. Yeah, I think it's the five. Congratulations, Flow Emulator, Flow Dev, amazing. Congrats, your project was created, and then we head to Hello World. No, okay, let's return to the other page of the documentation. We install all the packages there. Interesting. We don't recommend. Okay, it doesn't matter. Flow.json. Let's look for that. Flow.json. What we see should look like this: networks and account. Networks emulator mainnet. Emulator mainnet. Sandbox net. We don't have a sandbox net, but I think it doesn't matter. Accounts emulator account. Emulator account containing the address and the key. The address and the key. That's perfect. We don't have any deployments yet, and the contract is hello world. Okay, cool. Then we need to configure the SDK for JavaScript, FSCL. Notice has been added to the package JSON, and the web application it's ready to be run. Um, I don't think that's true. We checked and it wasn't. There are a lot of benefits to getting familiar with existing Flow scaffolds. For example, the Hello World scaffold already has FCL configure setting to run. Okay, maybe they're talking about the one here. Okay, yeah, they talking about that. So we just need to npm run dev double dot local, and let's see what this create to us. It should be a page containing a next template with all we are going to interact uh, for this application, which is transactions, query, mutating the blockchain, making a deployment, authentication of a user, etc. So now that our app is running, we can continue to the authenticate user, but first, the main page for then it's located. So let's finish and configure it or by going to the pages in directory and importing the configure file in the Dapper or index. What does that mean? Should look like this. Okay, let's open our index file, but not for the hello world team, but for the app. Oh no, pages index yes, maybe for the hello world pages index yes. Yeah, okay. Um, so should look like the other one. Head styles link container US user default. Yeah, it looks the same. Okay, I think we don't need to do anymore. That's about the default component. To okay, let's change it to see if it changes anything. I think it's not. It's the same one. but just in case, right? And this is host on our which port? Huh. Which port? I don't see the content option. Blah blah blah. Default project synced compiled successfully. Using server service. What else? Cadence. Okay. The web app will run, but there are no contents deployed to local emulator. This is a step in querying the blockchain section. Okay, we're ready to start talking to Flow. Maybe this just run not next, but the Flow project itself. So I think that's fine. Yeah, I will think that's it. And the above code user current user it's used to determine if there is a loop. There are two methods that allow the user to login, FLC login or FLC authenticate. In the component snap yes button. Okay, what we do? Check the package JSON. What we run? Dep local. And then you run flow emulator, flow wallet, flow dev. So I'm thinking we should add another terminal here and we should return to the base. No, we were step on a good side. Flow. And here, let's check the scripts and dev. npm run dev. Port 300 was the one. Let's try to access that 3000. Localhost. Okay, amazing. So I just didn't find out before, but uh, here in the logs, I didn't see it was on that port. Sorry, it was my bad. So FLC, Quick Start, Happy Dogs, Wallet Discovery, and Scarf for Repo. Uh, Here, the authentication, it's what we need. Login with the wallet, and we'll see that we have a list of wallets. It contains the dev wallet, but we can do it with another other wallets we can connect. Let's see if they have a documentation for that. More on wallets. Lico wallet is a flow wallet. For example, we can use Lico in this case. So more information about authenticate, and we can see here a list of wallets we can use as the key reference. How to configure wallet discovery. For example, the Dapper wallet, Bloodco, Lilco, Ledger. Nufi, Flipper. You will see they have a lot of wallets compatible for authenticate our users here. So keep that in mind. For developing reasons, we just need to use here that wallet, and that's it. So loading now it is authenticated and everything works just fine. So what else? That's authenticating, right? We need to deploy a contract for this to work. Hello World Scaffold, those come with a cadence contract, and you will notice the Hello World cadence file, similar of what we were exploring before in the playground. Let's look for that. Components, constant helpers, cadence, contracts, Hello World contract. So let's modify this same as we did. Hello level hack week. And another thing, Web3. Same. You'll see I don't have an extension for this, so that's why this is just white, not like the TSX that has colors and everything's beautiful here. So we modified that contract, and then um, has been deployed. This has been deployed. Look at the hello world package JSON to see the comments to get run, flow dev, deploy contracts in the flow JS, make sure that it's correct. Look at the terminal. Well, let's see if this auto redeploys this. Compiling. You see, the thing I was talking about with the extension file. But no, I don't want an extension for that. Hmm. Let me modify this and see. I didn't check. Yeah, it's successfully auto compliant. Okay, let's try that. Make sure the emulator is using the same port as the GRP and configure deployment. Deployment emulator where well the flow JSON network network deployment emulator default updates with hello world contract as the hello world deployment shows the hello world must be deployed. Yeah, deployment it's done. And now we need to query in the blockchain to see that this is fine, and we can do it with the UI that the project has prepared for us. So here, for example, we need to see hello level hack week 2, web 2. But let me change that for web 3 because this is web 3. And then we need to wait until the default is ready. So let's move to our project. Let's close this. We are authenticated already. Wallet discovery. Let's go to, no, where is this? MCL Quick Start. No, I think we need to move. Uh, where is located. Get and script. No, this is fine. Component, so query. Oh, I think this didn't log us in. Okay, first we need to log us in with this account. Okay, yeah, this is fine now. Query greeting, what's on the network, the contract we just deployed, and then for mutated change, delete transaction scoring, we need a new greeting, same as they mentioned here. So we can add another thing like hello global hack week attendees. We submit it. Here's the information of how we are going to interact with the network. Us as the account are going to add to the network uh, this payload, the propose, the payer authorizes, the proposal key, sequence, the gas limit for this, and the reference block. You see, this is very powerful, this is very complete, and it has all the things we need for make a transaction or for adding the app transaction here to the network. So uh, this is how the script source code will look like and the arguments of that. We need just to approve it. It was sailed, and let's hit on this. Oh no, we need another. Oh no, it was updated. Hello attendees. So I didn't notice because I put a very similar beginning of that. Uh, and that was it. Actually, that's everything we needed to get up our first application using the Flow network. We have a very good template for that. We at this point have already. Let me remove. I want to talk you to directly. At this point, we have already created a first app, created an account. We founded our account with 1,000 of flow tokens. We did a transaction. We created a contract. We mutate the network. And we have our web application running in a question of minutes. Um, yeah, question of minutes actually, less than an hour, because we started coding way past we started the session with Flow. So good things about Flow again. I really want to give a kudos to the developers who write the documentation, who trained a neural network to have a chatbot with artificial intelligence. We tried; it was really good. It helped us a lot to understand the project, the problem, sorry, of what we were facing. Uh, they have a very well structured in docs. We can easily find everything. They have even a playground for us to check transactions, to check the scripts, to check the accounts, to check the contracts. It was amazing, and we now just need to follow the steps in the tutorial to connect it via the JavaScript SDK known as FLC, no FCL, I think. Um, and that was amazing. You can find more about the SDK in their own documentation. You can find more about Next.js in the next page. Um, but here's the base. You can take this project, go as a template with your future hackathons coming up, and you will have all the infrastructure you need to process notification system for I don't know. Uh, a marketplace, but not for NFTs, for uh, like eBay with transactions for um, of Web3 token using Flow, etc. Right? So again, now you have a functionality application that can authorize, that can query in the network, that can initialize accounts and can mutate the chain, right? So I want to know if you have any questions this far. I want to know if you are just as me glad with what we built. We didn't have to take a lot of time. And I'm very happy with Flow overall. I think it was a great experience. It has a very great potential. I have see some comment here. MLH community members and audience attendants. How are you today? What is the session plan? Thanks and regards. Okay, we're actually finishing this session, but I can tell you that, or what we do, it's explain what was Dapper Labs, what was interest in us for learning Flow. We see the potential of Flow because of what Dapper Labs has built with it. We see that, for example, the big NFT projects, because they are really big, that are currently running the world, like CryptoKitties, that the NFL NFTs collection, the NBA NFT collection, the soccer La Liga NFT collections were built in this thing. Then we explore Flow, what it is, how it works. We explore the language they use for smart contracts, which is what's how it was called. I cannot remember. CDC. What's the Cadence? Cadence was the word, right? Cadence, which is the language they use for smart contracts. Um I'm not pro in Solidity, but I like the way Cadence work. It was just kind of confusing at the beginning for me that I'm a JavaScript user because there are some similarities and some things that not so similar. But yeah, that's what's the thing. Then after we explore the Cadence playground, we jump into the tutorial and deploy our first project. We just Actually, we didn't write code at all. We just needed to install the template from Next that they have developed for us, and then we just needed to start exploring it. That was that is the name of the session, right? So we explore the the project, we see how it was composed, we hit their comments to deploy it, to start it, we actually modify it at our own taste, like the contract, uh, and that's everything. We are ready and good to go to modify that template and implement our future projects, right? So take that advantage, go. Uh, use that, use the other templates they have, for example, for the marketplace, for the NFTs, and you can build amazing things on that. You have now the tools, you have now knowledge of how to write smart contracts in Cadence, and you have now knowledge of the amazing things you can build with JavaScript, with Python, with Go, with Kotlin, and the other SDKs they have, because it has support for a lot of languages. I think that's it. I see no more comments. Oh, uh, can you please share the MLE check in to mark the attendance? Yeah, it's here. It was shared at the beginning. So events.mlh.io/events/10 14 1. So I hope you like this session. Again, I have a really good taste in my mouth. I don't know if that phrase is applies for English, but yeah, I really like the experience of developing with Flow. It has a very good developer experience. Um, so that's it. I see no more comments, so I'm going to end this session, right? So it was a pleasure. This was my last session for this Global Hack Week, but I will see you in our next Global Hack Week on October, which is open source, and I'm a big fan of open source. So I hope to see you all of you there. And stay tuned. This Global Hack Week has not ended. I'm just not going to give more sessions, but you will have great opportunities to learn more about Web3 and related topics with my colleagues here at the Major League Hacking. Great coaches. So don't miss out their streams. So bye bye.